It's typical, we got a buzzard coming in low here. So hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a fair while since I've done a vlog out in the field. As many of you know, I sold all my kit sort of tail end of October, early November, and in preparation for getting the R3 and a new lens and go from there. But unfortunately my R3's been on pre-order now since the beginning of October, and now we're in sort of midpoint of January. So yeah, it's just taking longer than I expected, to be perfectly honest, and I've been cameraless basically. But recently I've bought a 5D Mark III second hand from London Camera Exchange, just for my camera trapping really. I bought a housing last year, I aim to do loads more this year, and I didn't want to then put the R3 into a camera housing and leave it in a woodland. It's a lot of money to leave, and obviously if it gets pinched, that's pretty bad news. So I bought a cheap 5D3, really good little camera, and I've just literally been out this week, tried it out for the first time, and if you can see there as well, I've got a new lens. That's a Canon 500mm f4 ISL Mark II. So much better weight wise than my old 600. It's about nearly 3 kilograms lighter, and I can actually hand hold that as well. Lovely lens. I bought a 1.4 teleconverter as well, a Mark III version, which paired with the 500 works exceptionally well. The Mark II didn't work as well with the Mark II, and this is still a current lineup for Canon at the moment. They haven't got a replacement 500 just yet. So I've got that with a 5D3 today, and I'm back on my favourite haunts. I'm up on the Ministry of Defence airfield, which is a working airfield, which is it's no public access granted here, but I'm very lucky to be able to use it. So I'm here today after hen harrier, merlin, any birds of prey really, and short-eared owl. Now there's been a hen harrier here since the tail end of November. There's been merlin around, there's been short-eared owl around, so it's a cracking day. Just need to get out really. It's good to be back. It's nice and chilled out today. I'm not expecting any miracles, but yeah, it's great to be back out, and hopefully we'll have a bit of luck as the day progresses. So a bit of good news, we've just had a merlin go through, and it was having a go at a small bird, and I think it was possibly a pipit or a stone chat, I'm not quite sure, but it gunned it straight through real quick, far too fast for me to pick it up on the camera, and plus I was sitting down drinking a coffee. At the moment it's about sort of, I think 1:30 at the moment, so the light is pretty bright, so I'm not expecting too much yet. So as that light drops and it'll cast that nice orange glow, I'm here at the moment with a lovely load of bog grass, quite a vast area coming off the heath into this area here, which is great for the birds of prey. So all being well, later on I'll move position a little bit, and hopefully we'll get rewarded with a few views of some in fact I can see a kestrel just now hovering straight into the sun, so it's no good, but it's just nice to see some birds really. It's just great to be back out. I mean, it's been rubbish really waiting for this camera. It really has. I've been on and on at Canon and Wex just to find out when I'll be in receipt of it, but I never expected it to be 4 odd months down the line. I mean, the camera's been announced 6 months now. It's just ridiculous, but anyway, it is what it is, and this is a great little camera, and it'll do me for a while. Obviously the video side of the camera, it's only capable of HD, but you know, you've got to go with what you got, and it's a great little camera, and it's taken some cracking images. In fact, I'll put some images up on the screen now, which I took in the week. I was in another location actually on the reserve with a lot of finch flocks in the evening, and I had a bit of action shot with a sparrowhawk and also the hen harrier going through as well. So I'll put those up on the screen in a moment, but I was absolutely chuffed to bits to see the male hen harrier go through, and then the sparrowhawk coming in, and managed to capture it on the camera. So really chuffed that the camera and lens combo is doing pretty well so far. we've currently got a male kestrel just hunting over the way here. Typically into wind, as they do, and there's another bird of prey further over, but the sun is really bright and it's a larger bird of prey and I can't really pick out what it is, but so just decided to have a spot of lunch. Today I've got a, with the boil in a bag, I've got long grain rice and a vegetable korma. So I'm going to tuck into that whilst it's quiet, and hopefully about an hour or so later, maybe as the sun starts to drop a little bit, then we might get some luck. But as you can see here behind me, this is my old classic E30 BMW that I've had since 1997, and it's been in the garage for 11 years. I just haven't got round to driving it, and it's back on the road now because my Land Rover's in for a new galvanised chassis and an overhaul, so I've without the Land Rover for at least 2 months. So at the moment, whilst my wife's got the car, I've got the joys of driving this, and it's nice actually on days like today when the weather's good, but it's only really now a fair weather car. It's pretty old. It's 34 years old now, and I've had it so long, but it's great. Have the car back again. Not ideal for the wildlife photography, certainly no off-roading in this, but yeah, at least I've got wheels and I'm out, and tuck into me lunch, and hopefully a bit later on we'll get in some birds, all being well. It's typical, we got the buzzard coming in low here. Yeah, it's quite nice. I don't know if you can hear that, but just behind those trees over there, if you can see, there's it's a nature reserve over there. It's amazing how many people like walk around shouting on a nature reserve, but hey, there you go. But where I am on this side, it's this is Ministry of Defence property, so no one really comes on here, or they shouldn't do anyway. Whilst my lunch is cooking and hopefully not boiling over, one thing to bear in mind as well when you're out doing sessions like this, and you know, is putting the time in for recceing an area. So come out, you know, without camera or just a small outfit, sit, wait. Usually depends what you're after. Early mornings, evenings are a great time, certainly for bird species. When it's cold, birds tend to come out that little bit earlier as well, especially if it's been a frosty night and stuff. Then we get out hunting, so early morning's a great time, and obviously before they go to roost as well. Just put the work in, as well as if you're a member of any sort of birding groups or any organisations, wildlife groups, Facebook groups for specific to that area as well, sort of hook into that, because I mean the knowledge with, you know, at least, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40 people, you know, on like a WhatsApp group which I'm part of. There's a lot of quite a hardcore birders there that are out all the time, and they're on the ground spotting everything from the smallest bird to the biggest bird. Nothing specific, just everything and anything really for this time of the year. And it, you know, it gives me that added advantage then of cutting down the recce time, and then putting myself in a position where I can, you know, get myself hopefully some glimpses and some shots of any of the bird species I'm after. But it's a really, really good way of doing it, because everybody's busy, you know, and it just cuts down that amount of time you have to spend. But it's worth doing online. You know, a lot of the birding groups, there's obviously bird guides as well, which is a really good one in the UK, and some of your local birding groups as well, which are pretty good, and they give out pretty good bits of information as well, which could get you in the right place to hopefully get some decent views and shots. Really, just something to bear thinking about. You know, along with the recce work, is also just tap into those groups if you can, and hopefully you'll be rewarded. vegetable korma. And this ball in the bag's 2 years out of date. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's lovely. I'm not really a veggie person, but it tastes amazing. So these are massively calorific, probably more than I actually need when I'm out in a vehicle. Not exactly off grid, but nice and easy today, really. Just boil it up, job done. Bit of food just keeps your morale up, and also, you know, keeps you staying that little bit longer, because it's quite easy to come out, get a bit cold, and it's nice to have that over a boring sandwich on a cold day. So yeah, man, happy days. So I've decided to head out onto the nature reserve now and have a little look around, really. Left the car, and I'm heading to a spot where I went the other night when I saw the sparrowhawk feeding, and also when I saw the hen harrier, and when I saw the glimpses of the short-eared owl as well. So I'm hoping maybe set up there, get myself in a position and wait it out, really. There's a cracking field there with lots and lots of overwintering birdseed, and there's huge flocks of linnets, goldfinch, chaffinch, and obviously the bird species are then predating on those birds. So it's a great place to be at the moment. As you can see in here, most of these fields are just short grass and a rather big puddle I've got to negotiate in a moment. But so going to head there now, see what happens. Fingers crossed we'll get to see some stuff, hopefully. If not, gonna get wet, but I'm still gonna enjoy it. So I've arrived at the spot now where I saw the harrier and the sparrowhawk and the tail end of the shorty the other night, and this is an absolutely cracking position here. So I've got the sun to my right at the moment, so I've blinded you there, and this is the area at the moment where the birds have been hunting in. Really good overwintering seed fields here for the flocks of finches, so prey sources here, and this is probably one of the longest fields in this area, so everything sort of migrates to it. So it's one thing to be look out for when you're out and about is places. I mean, there we go at the moment, you probably can't see these on the GoPro, but there's loads of chaffinches just gone over. So yeah, a really good spot. So where there's long grass, there's obviously seed in there as well, so the birds are in there feeding in their numbers, and then birds of prey come in from different angles looking for obviously a meal. And the other day the harrier came swooping right through here, right through the middle, hit the middle, chaffinches went up, it didn't get anything, and then off it went off the back. And the sparrowhawk came in a few times, hovering straight down, and hopefully you know, I'll be able to get some shots of that later, and there's a chance the short-eared owl can come in as well. But as you can see here, this is pretty much a cracking little spot there. So I've got my tripod set up with a 500. Don't need a teleconverter really, and yeah, here we'll stay, see what happens. If not, nice to be here, sun's up, all good, happy. So another really good indicator really for quite large fields like this with the overwintering birdseed, long grass, tussocky grass, you name it, you know, it will attract a lot of the predators in to feed on some of the smaller birds. And there's also like a rock over there, and there's a few posts. Now ordinarily, a lot of the time, a lot of birds will take their prey, either like harriers straight onto the ground, maybe feed on the ground, but other birds like kestrels, barn owls, things like that, they will then take them to a perch and then obviously just feed them and sort of disembowel them and do what they do with the prey. So yeah, the posts are really good for getting some shots of birds on. The only trouble there is there's a post over there that's got a big white bit of paint around the top, which is not really great for a picture. So you want some old gnarly post, some old stump, maybe a nice old stone wall, something like that, that gives it a bit more of an effect, rather than having that ugly painted post which doesn't really do an awful lot for the image. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. You know, if that's the case and that's what you've got, then it's still a great shot. But if you're looking for something a bit more, then it's always nice then to find something a bit more naturalistic to use. So another thing to bear in mind when you're setting up as well is the direction of the sun and where it's going to go as you move throughout the day, because the last thing you want to do really is get into a position where you have to move because you're shooting into the sun and it's becoming a problem. Get yourself in a position, if you know a bird's going to be in a particular area, get yourself set up, stay where you are, and just really hope for the best. If you keep moving around, sometimes you stumble across birds and then just flush them and they don't turn up. And when they come in as well, it's always a tendency to want to get a picture straight away in the bag, but sometimes it's nice just to get down a bit low, best you can, track the bird, keep yourself nice and still, and then obviously fire a few shots away. Sometimes you haven't got much of a chance, especially if a bird's moving through. You want to get a picture as you're panning across. Get everything ready, so tripod ready, not tied down, not clamped down, otherwise you're fiddling around trying to get the tripod loose so you can get a shot. Stabilize the tripod, make sure the bubble's in the middle so it's nice and flat so you can shoot at all angles without getting a skew-if picture. Just little things like that. Make sure your button settings are in place, you've got your IS on, whatever mode you want. Your focus limitation as well, make sure that's set to what you need. Minimum focus distance, maximum focus distance. I usually have mine on to infinity anyway, just to give me that full range. Slows it down slightly, but it's entirely up to you really. And get everything ready, fresh batteries, make sure everything's good to go. And then you're in a position, as soon as a bird comes in, and it's literally scanning around constantly. I'm looking left, I'm looking over in the horizon there, I'm looking to my right. You've got a split second sometimes. And the other day with that Harrier coming through, I picked it up, trained in on it, boom, straight away. So it'd gone about 20 foot by the time I took a first picture. So, it had gone significantly past, but I was hidden behind this hedge here. So as it came past, it didn't see me as it approached. Just bear those sort of things in mind really. And the Harrier was in here the other night, so was the Sparrowhawk, so was the Shorty, but may not be here tonight. So it is just one of those things, you just never know what's going to turn up. Roe deer, maybe the barn owl might be out early, who knows. But it's just some little things like that. It's just best thing is get yourself in the best position possible, all the stuff ready to go, rather than fumbling around and missing the shot, because you may only get that one chance. So I got for a Christmas present, got a new smock here. This is a Jack Pike Galbraith smock. There's no zips at the side, so it's ease of use of getting on, but it has got two side pockets which were lined. These are all like welded seals, and they're all waterproof pocket linings as well, so you don't get water ingress in there. It's got a breast pocket there. Little buttons and Velcro there. It's got an integral hood as well. It's really nice camouflage material, and it doesn't break the bank. It's like 40 odd quid for that. They're really nice. I've got quite a few of these jackets, and they're not that expensive. Couple draw cords at the side just to tighten it in. Good windproofer as well. Not torrential downpour proof, but they are really good bits of kit. And if you're interested in having a look at those, there's a link in my vlog description if you want to check those out. No matching trousers, unfortunately. These are an old set that I've had for donkey's years now, but really good. So if you're interested, just check those out. One thing as well that you can pick up when you're out is just watching, listening for birds' behaviour. A lot of the time, birds give out an alarm call when there are predators in the area, whether it be a fox, bird of prey, owl, whatever. And then sometimes you can get that added advantage where you pick that sound up and you can kind of like get in position and preempt something coming through. And also, just watching the birds' movements. A lot of the time, a lot of these finches are all feeding in amongst the grasses and the seed heads there. And then suddenly, they'll literally, for no reason, all fly out en masse straight into a hedge. And then suddenly, seconds later, they'll go back in again. It's like they're startled, they're obviously on alert and they're watching for any predators. At the moment, load of finches there just moving across, settling down, literally feed for 10 seconds and they're back in again. It's like so twitchy. But just things like that to bear in mind. So pick out alarm calls and the movements of the birds as well, because sometimes you can give that added advantage then as well of any potential predators coming in, and then you get into position there where you can hopefully pick out a shot as they come through. So we've just got a kestrel. It's just landed over the way there on top of a hawthorn bush. So I'm shooting in full HD at 30, so the video quality is not going to be as good, but you know, I've got to work with what I've got. It's no 4K, but still, it's just recording now, so it's just across the way, quite a distance off. It's quite nice light on it at the moment. It's getting to that time now. I think it's probably around about 3:15, so we've probably got about an hour and 15 minutes left of decent light before it just completely goes. But yeah, it's great to see the kestrel. At least something's happening. So things have started to hot up a bit now. We've had a lot of jays flying around. We've had a few pheasants coming in. And the pheasants came in at similar times at the other day. They seem to come into the fix and long stuff. A lot of other birds as well moving through. There's great tits, we've got long tails, there's flocks of linnet, goldfinch, chaffinch. Kestrel's gone over. You know, nothing in this section yet worth a picture, but you just kind of feel it sometimes where it's getting towards that later part of the day. We're now on about 10 to 3 now. So I think sunset's at 4:45 tonight, so you know, any time really in the next half an hour onwards, hopefully we'll get to see something, but there is no guarantees. But you know, it's just that moment where you just don't know what's going to turn up. There is roe deer in here, there is resident fox, there's lots of stoats on the reserve too, which would be nice. So it's literally prepared for anything, looking down low, you know, looking in the distance there for any shapes of any birds of prey, because you know, you can pick out silhouettes now of birds, which you know, certainly you can pick out, say, a harrier type of bird, or you know, kites and things like that are quite easy to recognize. So it's just things like that you can bear in mind, really. So the mass of finches have just come in now and just landed on in the long grass here. Must have been a couple hundred, I suppose, and there's quite a few off the back there at the moment, just bathing in a bit of light there in the hawthorn on the other side and the blackthorn. Just got a little video clip there of some of the finches. Now it obviously isn't the best, but you get the idea. But it's just wonderful now. The wind's dropped a little bit, sun's really nice now. It's coming a little bit lower and it's getting less harsh. This would be the perfect time now for a nice gliding harrier, bird of prey, owl, just to come in. Quartering across the top of the grass now would be the icing on the cake. But you know, if I don't get anything today, I will show you some pictures that I did take the other night, which is pretty much similar conditions to this, but it was just 2 days ago. And yeah, I'm hoping maybe we'll be able to pick up maybe a couple more shots if we can this evening. But you know, great to be out, as I said. It's just nice to be back to it. You know, I haven't really done a vlog in a long time, and I do miss doing them. I really enjoy it, and I just had big plans to do a lot more with the R3, but God knows when I'm going to get it. I really don't. I mean, it's a real pain in the ass, to be honest. I think if I'd have known that it's going to be so long, then I would have kept my 1DX Mark II that much longer. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, so I just have to, you know, make do with what I got, and this is a great little camera. So yeah, just enjoy it, and I'll stop moaning. Not the most exciting of species, but we've just had a load of pheasant just fly in. Probably at least a dozen, all came in at once, mainly a female. Got a feeling. Doesn't always pan out when I have a feeling, but I have got a feeling that we're going to see something worth it today. So the light's perfect now. I've probably got about half an hour max before the light disappears. Still no sign of any birds of prey. Quite a vast area here, so they really could be anywhere. So just got to be patient, wait it out. I'm thinking this would be perfect for a bird hunting, but I'm not a bird, so. But sometimes with short-eared owls, if the hunting is easy, they'll come out a bit later rather than sacrifice coming out early and getting mobbed and hassled. So because it's been quite fine the last 3-4 days, if the hunting is good, it'll just come out a bit later. There's no need to come out too early, so that could be a possibility. Just worth bearing in mind really, but I'll stay until sunset and then I'll take a walk back through the reserve with my camera out just in case we get to see anything on the way back. But still, got another half an hour, 45 minutes, so we'll see how it goes. So guys, that pretty much concludes my afternoon session out today. It's been great to get back to it really. It's been a cracking weather day, bit cold, but hey, you know, it's winter. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Seen the kestrel, seen a buzzard go over, a lot of finches, a few pheasant. Not what I was hoping for, but I hope you enjoy some of the other images that I took 2 days ago from the same place. And maybe on the way back to the car, I might be in some luck on the way back. So I'm gonna leave the lens out and just carry it and hopefully maybe pick up something on the way back. But hopefully maybe in the next one, I might actually have the R3, but who knows. But anyway guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you all next time. Well, just as I was leaving, at 19 minutes past, the hen harrier came straight through. Absolutely fantastic to see it. I got a couple of shots, but they weren't as good as the other day. But superb to see. It came through 2 minutes after it did the other night. It's almost in tandem with the changing light at the moment. 2 minutes a day at sunset. So yeah, awesome to see. Chuffed to bits. Anyway guys, I'll see you all next time.